The world is fighting a common enemy. One virus has redefined the world order as countries are racing against time to find a cure. COVID-19 is the world's most wanted as of now. But in Afghanistan, terrorism continues to overshadow all other threats. Even at a time when COVID-19 is claiming lives in the country, Afghanistan is registering civilian deaths from terrorist attacks. A recent report by the United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, or UNAMA, brings alarming figures to light. More than 500 civilians, including 150 children, were killed due to fighting in Afghanistan in the first quarter of 2020. The UN report now highlights the need to protect civilians from harm, especially as the bigger threat of COVID-19 looms large before Afghanistan, a country with a poor health infrastructure. As of now, there are around 1,703 cases of COVID-19 with 57 reported deaths in Afghanistan. The UN report tracks the disturbing violence in the war-torn country at a time when it was predicted that the Afghan government and the Taliban would begin peace talks, but instead of prioritizing the protection of civilians from the deadly COVID-19, the country continues to grapple with a familiar enemy, and that is terrorism. And now for more insights, our Kabul correspondent Mustafa Kazemi gets us this ground report. Listen in.
The world is battling COVID-19, and just as Afghanistan is doing so, there have been at least 57 confirmed deaths due to the virus-related illness and more than 1,700 confirmed and positive coronavirus patients in Afghanistan. But that is not all going on here in the country. On Monday, a United Nations report released here in Kabul said that there have been more than 1,200 deaths and injuries due to the war only in the first quarter of 2020, meaning that in the 3 months since the 2020 year started, there have been 533 civilian deaths and 760 wounded. The United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, or UNAMA, which released this report on Monday, further says that the insurgent and terrorist groups are responsible for 55% of these casualties. These groups include the Taliban, Daesh, and other groups. And also it says that 32% of these civilian casualties were caused by the pro-government forces, which includes the Afghan army, Afghan police, Afghan intelligence forces, as well as some of the NATO forces, which are counted as pro-government forces. The Afghan government and other parties involved have not yet commented on this, but only the Taliban reacted to the UN report, saying that the report is false and blamed the Afghan government for a majority part of these civilian casualties. This is Mustafa Kazemi for WION in Kabul. World is One.